Okay, so it's nice to pick up from three very focused, the micro examples of ocean literacy. What I'm going to be talking about comes from a very different perspective. And as you'd expect, being a filmmaker, we have something to watch.
They say she carries her secrets deep beneath the surface. She can be moody and hard to navigate, and has a way of getting under your skin. She may not always make it easy, but she always makes it interesting. A natural teacher, she helps us learn from both our mistakes and our accomplishments. And there's no one in the world who knows her better than we do.
So you may be wondering why a guy from England who works in film production is somehow presenting at an ocean literacy conference in Halifax. The answer is fairly simple. I've always been a child of the ocean. I was a late bloomer in terms of learning how to swim. I still wore my water wings proudly at the age of 8, but I quickly made up for lost time. And over the years I've been fortunate enough to swim in 4 of the world's major oceans, a handful of its minor seas, and I always get itchy feet when I don't have that feeling of salt in my nose. I grew up in the coastal town of Exmouth in southwest England, and then moved to the relative bright lights of the big city of Plymouth, where my love affair continued through countless days on beaches, hiking coastal trails, sailing, surfing, kayaking, writing poetry to the sunset across the waves. They'd not married in a cliff-top church. So the ocean's always been part of my life. So when my family and I moved to Halifax in 2010, it felt very natural. Joining Journeyman Film Company and continuing my own journey in the world of communications, I've always enjoyed seeking out stories. Stories of individuals, of organisations, and of places. And this has proved a really fun place for that particular pursuit. 2 years ago, I saw a fascinating opportunity to tell a really compelling story. There were so many great advances being made all around us that were fueling Nova Scotia's ocean economy. Nutrients derived from our hardy North Atlantic seaweed that enable growers to produce crops with greater resistance to drought and predation that are being sold around the globe. Niche ocean technology companies specialising in cutting-edge and generally world-leading acoustics and monitoring devices that are enabling local entrepreneurs to make a ding, or should that be a ping, on the world. An unprecedented hotbed of R&D talent in our universities, making discoveries in every ocean-related discipline you can think of. But very few people knew about it. The conventional narrative that I was experiencing in this province was that sort of wistful legacy of a shipbuilding past and a fishing presence, but not a great understanding of an awful lot more. As I dug further into this subject, I soon gained the understanding that what was going on was actually far more exciting and inspiring and widespread than I'd anticipated. Irving Shipbuilding's much heralded winning of the naval shipbuilding contract was hailed at the time as the beginning of a new era of ocean opportunity. But I think more accurately it should have been seen as raising the lid on what was already a really rich and diverse ocean sector. So we needed to do something to address this, and so an idea was born. At Journeyman Film Company, our mission is to build prosperity and understanding through the art of storytelling. Our work takes us across Canada, from coast to coast to coast, but we're passionate about finding and sharing the stories that showcase and champion the great things that are happening in this city. We approached one of our long-running clients, the Halifax Partnership, and proposed the idea of actively promoting our ocean economy. As you probably saw from the end slate of that first film, we managed to bring together representatives with interests in economic development, in education, in industry and in tourism, who were all connected by the ocean and all had a shared desire to build a unified and celebrated story. The project began with a series of meetings with key players, and that really opened my eyes to the incredible breadth and depth of what was going on. When I returned to the partnership office to share the findings from these meetings, I took a moment to survey the vista from the 21st floor of Purdy's Wharf. Suddenly it all made sense. My eyes scanned around the shoreline of the harbour, the Halterm container port, the shipyard, the naval base, Bedford Institute of Oceanography, Defence Research and Development Canada, NSCC's waterfront campus, and at the heart, one of the largest natural harbours in the world, the gateway to ocean trade, to innovation and to education. It was all right there in front of me. Halifax really is Canada's ocean city. Jump forward 2 years, and Oceans Week has become a highlight of our year. We've produced films that tell the stories of some of the ocean's innovators, making strides in commercialising new products and building a sustainable industry. Ocean Sonics, EMO Marine Technologies, Seabird Scientific, Leeway Odyssey, to name just a few. As Michelle mentioned, we supported Hayley with promoting this conference, as well as documenting some of the keynote addresses that have been shared. On Wednesday, for World Oceans Day, we produced a visual backdrop for 2 speeches delivered by Minister LeBlanc and Minister McKenna at the World Wildlife Fund Ocean Summit, as they laid out this government's bold commitments to our oceans with major investments in science and education and creating more marine protected areas on all 3 coasts. We played a key role in shaping the Canada's Ocean City brand, which has been launched this week. It's designed to be the catalyst for Halifax and Nova Scotia to become globally recognised as an ocean centre of excellence, to be known as the place where entrepreneurs want to conceive, test and market new products. An opportunity that will be supported by the opening of CoVE, the Centre for Ocean Ventures and Entrepreneurship, which I'm sure Jim will mention, at the site of the former Coast Guard site in Dartmouth. To be the place where we can use our proximity to the Atlantic and our extensive network of academic institutions, government labs and diverse ocean-related private sector companies to inspire that next generation of ocean explorers, innovators and educators. As Whitney Houston famously sang, we all know that children are our future, but that couldn't be more acutely true than for Nova Scotians. As a province, we face an imminent demographic crisis. As the Ivany Commission stated so vehemently in the State of the Union report in early 2014, it's now or never. Make a change now or fall over that proverbial cliff. From everything I've observed over the last couple of years, we can take great confidence in the hope that Nova Scotia's ocean advantage can be that anchor around which we can build our future prosperity. In 2016, the ocean economy will comprise over 12% of our provincial GDP, a staggering $4.5 billion. It's inspiring people, right? We must have swathes of kids wanting to dive into a career in the oceans. As some of you may already know, a survey was conducted earlier this year of Nova Scotia's grade 6 to 9 students to understand their level of awareness around oceans and potential careers. 40% response rate was great, but there were some surprising and rather concerning results. 60% of those students said they were not really interested in working in the marine industry, and their comments revealed a real lack of awareness about the breadth and scope of possible career pathways related to oceans. And over 31% expressed an interest in leaving Nova Scotia, as early as grade 6, the perception being that better jobs are available in British Columbia and retail. We need to reconnect our kids with the oceans. We have so many exciting ocean careers opening up around us. Tidal energy engineer, underwater acoustic specialist, aquatic biologist, ecotourism guide. Our deep connection with the ocean offers an endless selection to excite and inspire our children's minds today and for long into the future. But it needs a clarion call to show the next generation that rewarding and lucrative life can be enjoyed right here. To coin the phrase from Irving's successful shipbuilding wing, ocean careers start here. At my own household, I seem to be gaining some traction. At the age of 4, my youngest daughter, Emily, dressed up to the nines for a preschool pageant, came to the front of the stage. When asked what she wanted to be when she grew up, she proudly said in her biggest voice she wanted to be a dolphin trainer. Just last week, that same daughter, now 9, and an endless sponge for and sharer of new ideas, was able to go to school wearing the outfit of her future self. Without hesitation, she grabbed a white lab coat, raided a chemistry set for a selection of plastic vials and pipettes, donned the mask and snorkel, and marched into class as a marine biologist. My call to action is that we need to encourage our children to look again at our oceans. Nova Scotians, even adopted ones, are proud of our maritime connection, but we need to really appreciate the opportunities to go beyond the aesthetic beauty and the rich culture that we all enjoy here, and realise that this is a really valuable economic asset. The ocean has always been a source of wonder and inspiration, but today, more so than ever, it's a source of great financial wealth but also a wealth of knowledge that offers the keys to unlocking some of mankind's most significant challenges: climate change, food security, sustaining biodiversity. As communicators and storytellers, our role at Journeyman is to continue to fuel that fire, to share the successes of our ocean innovations, to show the world that Halifax and Nova Scotia is not only open for business, but in the vanguard, a genuine ocean leader in different disciplines. Working with our current partners, we're building a long-term ocean strategy, creating high-quality content that delivers a consistent reinforcement of our ocean advantage. We're supporting developments like the Ocean School, the exciting partnership between Dalhousie and the National Film Board to create a 360-degree immersive learning environment to stimulate increased ocean literacy. And as an established supplier to the federal government, we continue to work with Fisheries and Oceans Canada to shed light on significant areas such as aquatic climate change, ocean mapping, and habitat protection. My challenge to you is to continue to share your passion and love for the ocean, to encourage those you meet to engage and support our Canada's Ocean City initiative, and to help to create that next generation of ocean lovers in every sense of the word. And if you need any further evidence that the ocean inspires a pursuit of happiness and a worthwhile career, let me end by introducing you to Carmen Lawrence. A Cape Breton girl born and raised on the ocean and inspired to follow her dream, a dream made possible at Nova Scotia Community College. We keep finding ways to make these dreams a reality for our children. Our future is going to be very exciting.
Much like humans speak different languages, whales are the same way. Sometimes I like to try to imagine what it would be like to be a whale and sending my echolocation clicks to communicate with my family. Well, I grew up in a small fishing community in northern Cape Breton. My first food was lobster. My dad loves to brag about that. And everybody in my community, for the most part, works on the ocean, including my family. Well, my first job was working on a whale watching vessel, and this juvenile Mickey whale comes up and swims beside the boat, and he or she looked up at me, and I looked back at it, and our eyes sort of locked, and we had a moment. For that moment, we were synced. I always wondered how things work, especially in the ocean. The plankton, the algae, the way life interacts. When I heard about the NSCC Ocean Technology Program, I just said, yes, this is it. Machine shop is down here, and our Ocean Technology Lab as well. It's a pretty cool place. Such a great ocean economy here that's growing and growing, and they need people. If I had told my 19-year-old self this is what I'd be doing, I would have said, shut up. No way. That's how could she be so lucky? It's hard to describe, it's just so cool. Definitely a dream come true.